Welcome back to our Reach Higher community, where our mission is to encourage, equip, and empower entrepreneurs who desire to better lead and develop their team from a biblical worldview. Latondra and I, we really look forward to connecting with each and every one of you every single week. We look forward to the deep dives. And this last blog is one of my favorites, actually, The Friendship Factor. And in that blog, a statement was made that leaders must have the ability to work with people for their leadership to be effective. Ton, what does that mean for you?
Well, first of all, I think it's good to point out that the blog on Monday was directed to the general audience.
Yes, that's
for
true.
Everybody.
That's
everybody true. Needs to know the importance of friendship.
Yes.
Tonight, we want to focus in on the leaders.
Yes, that's true.
As you can tell by the statement. Because as leaders, we are in the people business, whether we like to admit it or not. We're in the people business if we are leading people.
Yes.
Okay. The name of the community is Reach Higher.
Yes.
And reach actually has a meaning to it. So I think this is a good blog post to just remind everybody of what it means for us to reach. Okay. So reach stands for raising the bar for extraordinary service through authentic leadership, consistent engagement, and higher performance.
You got it.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah. So what does that mean? What does it mean? Okay. Raising the bar. First of all, we have to understand that we cannot let our standard be the bare minimum, just enough to get by. Okay. And we can't settle for the status quo. We have to raise the bar.
Yes, that's true.
Extraordinary service. Okay. As leaders, we're servants first.
Yes.
Okay. No matter what we do, it should always be done with serving others in mind. Okay. So extraordinary means nobody's interested in your mediocrity. Bottom line, if you're mediocre, nobody's really going to pay you that much attention. Okay. We have to be extraordinary. We were created to be extraordinary. Okay.
So
not
true.
just ordinary and mediocre. Okay. Authentic leadership. Now, authenticity is such a loaded word that we will have to do another teaching on that altogether.
Isn't that true?
Yeah. But I just wanted to point out an interesting fact. When you look in the New Testament, when you read through the New Testament and you read about the hypocrites, okay, if you were to look that word up in its original Greek, that word for hypocrite actually refers to a person who performs in like a stage play. It's a thespian. That hypocrite is a person who pretends. It's a pretender. Someone who wears a mask and pretends to be something that they're not. They're not authentic. Okay. As leaders, we have to understand that authenticity is critical. We cannot pretend to be someone that we're not. We have to be willing to take off the mask so that those whom we're leading can see us for the true us.
Yes.
And we can lead by example and not by a false premise or whatever. And also, we can prove to them that we are trustworthy. Yes. We can be genuine. They know that what we say is what we mean, and what we mean is what we say. It's authenticity. Consistent engagement. Okay? We have to be fully present. Yes. Okay? We have to be fully present. We have to be fully involved with those whom we lead. We cannot be in a separate world and expect them to be engaged as well. And engagement is not a one-time event. Engagement is a consistency of culture. At least that's what it should be. Okay?
You're right.
And finally, we have higher performance. Higher. As leaders, like I said earlier, we have to set an example, and we always have to be willing to grow.
Yes.
We have to be willing to grow. And we cannot afford to become complacent because we're still celebrating yesterday's accomplishments. We're holding on to what we've done in the past, but we're not pushing for anything today and preparing for tomorrow. Okay? So that's what it means to reach. And it's important for us to understand that because as leaders, we have to be willing to reach.
Yes.
Right? And so
that's good.
You know,
I like it.
We have to reach where our people skills are concerned.
That is so true.
Yeah.
And when you think of the benefits, Todd has just listed several benefits. However, I would like to add something to that. When you have strong people skills, people not only want to work for you, people want to work with you. Why? Because you've taken the time to get to know people. You've taken the time to understand their ups and their downs, their strengths and their weaknesses. You've taken the time to appreciate their unique personality and what they bring to the team. And not only that, you've taken the time to understand who they are. People want to be known and people want to be understood. And when a leader has made that investment, have made that deposit of genuinely caring for their people will move mountains for them. Conflict resolution will become so much smoother and so much easier because you're coming from a place of love, a place of genuine and authentic care for one another, that it's no longer pointing fingers. Conflict resolution is a matter of addressing issues and being able to effectively work through them in order to bring the team from where it is to where it needs to be. But here is something else. Just as you can have a strength, when it's overused or when it's abused, it can become a weakness. And so whenever the leader becomes overly friendly, some things can fall short. Whenever the leader focuses too much on relationship, results starts to skim. Results starts to fall behind. It's interesting. Whenever the leader is overly friendly, others may not necessarily take the leader serious.
That's right.
Unfortunately, there could even be a lack of respect. And as such, there's not momentum, or if there is momentum can decrease because the leader has lost their focus on keeping a balance between relationship and results.
And I can say that for me, this has been a challenge in the past. And thank God I have gotten to the point where I have found a healthy balance with this because by nature, I am a very task-oriented person. And I don't know if you've ever heard of a DISC profile. I mean, one of the things that we do with our clients, we have available the Maxwell method of DISC, where we, do the behavioral analysis and assess in order to help their teams get to the point where they want to be. But when I took that profile, and I knew it, I mean, my blend is strictly a taskmaster.
And mine is strictly people.
Yes.
Oriented.
Yes, we're total opposites. Total opposites. But I have learned the importance of appreciating people for who they are and not just for what they can do.
That's good.
And so I have to slow down and be intentional about showing people that I care, about connecting with them before I ask them to do something.
That's good.
I can't just expect them to be a slave to me, and I wouldn't want anyone to expect that of me. So connecting is important. And for those of you who are not naturally connectors, trust me, it's attainable. You just have to be intentional about it and put forth the extra effort. It's worth it.
That's good. That's very good.
Yeah.
So what's the challenge? What are we going to leave with or reach our community for this week?
Well, I think a good challenge for the leaders would be, I'm going to read it for you because I want to make sure that I communicate this clearly.
That's good.
Get bold if you dare. and test your people skills as a leader. Ask your employees or your team members, those whom you lead, ask them this question. Does my leadership and the way I relate to you encourage you to be engaged? And does it cause you to want to perform at a high level?
That's good.
Okay. It's good to ask the team members.
Yes.
Because they can give a more accurate perspective of your leadership.
Could you read it again, please?
Yes. Does my leadership and the way I relate to you encourage you to be engaged? And does it cause you to want to perform at a high level? There's a difference between being forced to perform and actually wanting to perform. So does the way I relate to you make you want to perform? And get the feedback to find out, if they say yes, why did they say yes? If they say no, put your ego aside and ask them why. And, going into this is not an opportunity for you to penalize them for their honesty. We have to be humble, and we have to be willing to accept constructive criticism. And accept the fact that oftentimes we're not necessarily at the level that we think we are.
That's good.
So if we really want to know what the leadership is like, don't ask the leader, ask the people that the leader leads. And that's what we want you to do.
Well, good. Well, we want to say thank you so much for being a part of this community. If you notice in the blog, we gave a tool that's known as the leadership game. If you're having trouble with your team in terms of breaking the ice, people opening up, people being real with each other, I promise you, we have played the leadership game, and it's truly life transforming. So that's it for this week. We're looking forward to some more comments. Great job, community, in terms of bringing the comments forward, bringing the likes forward. We really, really want an engaged community because that's where change takes place.
Yes, and I also want to challenge you. If you know someone who you believe would benefit from, what we're giving out, if you believe that this is truly a value add, why not invite them on to the community as well? We'd love to have them.
That's awesome. We do.
Yeah.
Well, bye for now, and thank you so much for being a part of the Reach Higher community.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.